and there be. That is the same God that came in human flesh and began to speak. He speaks and tumors disappear.
Hallelujah.
Oh yes. He speaks and bones grow out. Don't tell me. The lame man was laying there at the pool for a long, long time.
18 years.
Oh Lord, have mercy. And all he did was speak the word. The man got up. I have a bunch of scriptures here, and maybe I can slow down because I want to tell the whole story in 1 second. Give me St. Luke 8 and 24 and 25. All right, Luke 8, 24 and 25. I'm going to read it myself. Luke 8, 24 and 25, and it reads thus. It was arose a wind and raging water, and they ceased. But he said unto them, where is your faith? But before this, what I wanted to show you here, all he did was speak. The winds and the waves obey his will. And what I want you to, I thought about it as I was studying this. I said, I know at least 2 people to whom this has happened to right in this, not this century, this decade, or this year. It's already happened. He said, now, it happened a certain day that they got into this boat, and he said to them, let's cross over. We don't go and get in boats, we get in airplanes. He said, go to the other side of the lake. They launched out, and as they sailed, he fell asleep. And the windstorm came down on the lake, and they were filled with water and in jeopardy. They came to him, woke and said, Master, we're perishing. He arose, rebuked the wind, raging of the water, and it ceased, just like that. All he did was rebuke it. And there was a calm. Then he said to them, where is your faith? I remember the wind as I was making a trip across the United States. And we had a driver, and the winds were so heavy. I think it was close to 80 miles an hour wind, or I forget exactly how much they said it was, but it had blown over a truck, and they closed Highway 80. And we stopped at this filling station, and the people at the filling station said, look, if you want to get through, you better hurry up and get back on the road because they're closing this part of the road too. And so I said, well, I'll just go in the bathroom and pray. And I didn't say that to them, of course, but I went in the bathroom and I said, Lord, you said the winds and the waves obey your will.
Amen. So
peace, be still. Came out of the bathroom, got back in the car, and the driver said, well, there's no wind out here now. And she thought a moment, and she said, oh, you prayed. I said, sure did. I told God, you said.
That's right.
You said.
Yeah.
And said we have another witness that told the wind to just be still.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm getting at is he's been revealed to us, and yet we still don't seem to know him. That, to me, that's a revelation of who God is. If we can do, he says, as he is, so are you in the world.
Yes, right.
So the same thing that he did, speak, but you must speak what he said.
That's right.
Just say what he said. You don't have to go into no elaborate incantations. You don't have to speak in other languages to do it. I mean, I'm not against that. I'm speaking to, that's not the point. The point is, all you need to do is speak the word,
Yes.
and God will reveal himself to you once again.
Yes.
I said, you speak the word and tumors are healed. I have seen that with my eyes. I'll never forget it as long as I live. This woman had a tumor. The paramedics came to the house to pick her up, and she called for my mother and father to come and pray. And they were coming, and they got there. They came. I saw them. They came. And she said, you know, I just really don't want to go have this operation. And my parents said, well, you don't have to if you don't want to. And she said, well, tell him I'm not going. It made him a little angry because in those days you didn't have to, I don't know whether they had to pay or not, but it made them angry for some reason. They left. My mother and dad got out on their knees and they prayed. I remember the lady's name. Her name was Harmonia. I'll never forget it. Got out on their knees and prayed. That tumor left.
Hallelujah.
The tumor left. Do you hear me?
Yes.
That woman didn't have one more ounce of problem with that tumor. She got up from that bed and she began to work and minister, and she lived for years on. No tumor. All that happened was that the word of God was spoken. I'm talking about Christ being revealed, but we still seem to not know him. But do you know he is the same yesterday, today, and forever?
Yes.
Woo! Just a word. Luke 7:7. I'm going to read it myself. You don't have to read it for me. Woo! Praise God. Jesus went with them, and when he was not far from the house, the centurion sent friends to him, said to him, Lord, don't trouble yourself. I'm not worthy that you should enter in under my roof. Therefore, I did not think myself worthy to come to you, but say the word, and my servant will be healed. For I am a man placed under authority. In other words, I know who you are. You're revealed to me. I know that you have authority. And that same authority is resident in the lives of God's children right now. Right now, it's resident. Having so to me, I say to one, go, and to my servant, do this, and he does it. When Jesus heard these things, he marveled at him and turned around and said to the crowd, I say to you, I have not found such great faith. No, not in Portland. I haven't found this faith. This is something else. And those who were sent, returning to the house, found the servant well who had been sick when they got back to the house. And so it happened the day after. He went into a city called Nain. Many of his disciples were with him, a large crowd. But he came to the gate of the city, behold, a dead man. Come on now. The dead man was being carried out, the only son of his mother, and she was a widow, and a large crowd from the city was with her. The Lord saw her, he had compassion on her. You know what he did? He said, don't weep. Then he came and touched the coffin, and those who carried him stood still, and he said, young man, I say to you, arise. 6 words. He just spoke. I say arise. And he who was dead sat up and began to speak. And he presented him to his mother. I just tell these things over and over because it's so real to me. But I remember very well the lady that came and put that baby in my arms. And that baby looked so dead, so shriveled up, so icky, so, I don't know what to say, scary. I wanted to throw the baby out of my arms, but God reached forth his hand and spoke peace to that baby, and that baby lived. I'll never forget it. I was in Portsmouth, Ohio, and it happened. God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Do you hear me?
Yes.
When he speaks, things move. Atoms have to move within your body when he speaks.
Yes.
Cells have to regenerate when he speaks.
Yes.
Bones have to come together when he speaks.
Yes.
My God. Say the word. He said to this man, previous, and it's going to be all right. Going on to the 8th chapter and the 54th verse, I believe it is. Woo, Jesus. He said, well, let's go a little up above it. When Jesus heard it, he answered, well, this daughter is